right, guys. Today we have I'm bringing a special interview. He is a stealth camper. His YouTube channel name is Hammock Mountain. He is Daniel, and yeah, let's invite him into the chat and let's talk. Okay. Hey, Daniel, how you doing today? Your mic is off again. For some reason, I can't get your audio. Ooh. Yeah, for some reason, I can't hear you. No. Is there any way you can log off and come back in again? Guys, we're having some technical difficulties here. He's gonna come back in again. Hopefully it works. Hopefully the volume works. We are trying to get something.
All right, is it better now?
Yeah, now it is.
All right.
First of all, thank you for doing this morning.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I know you're a busy man.
Just a bit.
So yeah, we can get right into it. How did you get started with the YouTube channel?
Well, of course, I normally watch YouTube instead of watching anything else.
Okay.
And I like camping. I like getting outdoors, but I was sitting on the couch a lot.
Okay.
And it was showing right here. And so I was watching a video one day, and I'd started watching Steve Wallace, and so then I started following stealth camping.
Okay.
And a guy from New Zealand, his channel is Hidden Hammock. He put out a video, and he said, it was during COVID, he said, I'm tired of being stuck indoors, and somewhat to the effect that we're allowed to get out 1 hour per day, and then we have to be back inside. He said, and I'm kicking back against that. He said, I don't like being inside, and so I'm starting the Stealth Camping Alliance. And he said, to join the Stealth Camping Alliance, all you have to do is make a video outdoors, camping video, and then hashtag it Stealth Camping Alliance.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I can do that. And so I went to an airport about an hour away, and I hung my hammock. And because I'd been camping previously quite a bit, I volunteer with the Civil Air Patrol.
Okay.
And so I'm an emergency services officer, so therefore I'm in the woods a lot.
Oh, no.
But then when I saw that, I'm like, hey, I can do this. And of course, if you go watch my first stealth camping video, you'll see very, very, very camera shy. I like to say I'm a recovering introvert.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you notice, if you start watching a lot of the hammock camping community, most of us are somewhat introverted.
Yeah.
But it was really hard that first time to talk on camera. And I don't know that I was even actually on camera. If I remember, I think I videoed my setup and then going out of the woods in through the gate into the airport. It was like one of the back gates that they open to let the animals in and out.
Yeah.
And so I was in the woods there, and I eased into the airport property.
Okay.
And So you have like, I don't know, 4 minutes, something of that, and that's about it.
Okay.
But I hashtagged it Stealth Camping Alliance, and from then on, I just started doing the monthly challenges. And they put out a challenge every month,
Hmm.
challenging you to do this sort of camp, do a stealth
Okay.
camp in this area or this type. And I started doing that, and I think that's been 3 years ago now.
Wow. Okay.
And now I still have my shy moments,
Hmm.
but I'm much better being on camera and talking to people
Okay.
and stuff. But I occasionally still have to ease off and just have some like me time, just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
kind of
sure,
recuperate.
sure.
But yeah,
Wow, yeah.
that's what got me started with my channel, was that first watching Josh with Hidden Hammock do that video, and then just getting involved with Stealth Camping
So,
Alliance.
so that was about 3 years ago.
Yep.
Wow, okay. Yeah, so, traditionally, I see some other stealth campers that use like tents and stuff like that. But it seems like you're mostly a hammock guy. So,
Yeah, I have a tent that I've slept in twice, brand new tent. I've had it for over a year,
okay.
and I've slept in it twice. It's because this thing behind me is so comfortable. It's
Really?
more comfortable than my bed in the house is,
Really?
and so
Wow.
I would rather sleep in that.
Wow. So you prefer a hammock than a tent or a bed?
Yes. Now, what got me into a tent, from a tent to a hammock to start with?
Hmm.
I was out with the Civil Air Patrol, and
Okay.
I had taken an old tent. I hadn't rain tested it or anything, and
Yeah.
it had been a few years since I'd camped in that particular tent.
Hmm.
But we were going a long ways, and so I wanted to take a small, lightweight tent. So I packed it.
Okay.
When we got in there, it was a really, really bad thunderstorm. Just
Ooh.
it popped up all of a sudden, and I had my tent with my rain fly over it that was
Yeah.
made for the tent, and it was like I just had an open tent. It rained right straight through it.
Did it really?
And so I grabbed a small tarp that I had as my footprint. I snatched it out from under it and I put it on top, and that blocked some of it.
Okay.
But the rest of the night, I lay there, and about every 30 minutes, water would run under the middle of my back. And so
Ooh.
the next morning, my feet were wet, my back was wet, my sleeping bag was soaked, my shoes were soaked, everything.
Good God.
And I told a guy I was with, I said, this won't happen again. I'm going to buy a hammock.
And ever since then, you've been using a hammock.
Yeah, ever since then, I've been sleeping between two trees.
So yeah. So uh, this is a question I ask all the stealth campers. Where is the weirdest place you ever stealth camped?
Um, the weirdest. I don't know. I've done some crazy places. Um, people think I've lost my mind when they hear the places that I've stealth camped.
Really?
But
Is that crazy?
well, on the roof of a barber shop,
Okay.
um, at an AT&T call center. Probably the weirdest place would probably be at the police station.
I think
Um,
I saw that.
yeah, at the police station, or either, I don't know. That one was pretty weird. It was a little bit sketchy, and probably more high risk than weird.
Yeah, yeah,
But
because it's a police station.
yeah, and I did cook a ribeye that smelled really good.
Oh
But
God.
so I'm sure they wondered where that smell was coming from.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably that, the police station. Um, I would say it was probably that one.
Okay. And aren't you afraid that you're gonna get caught or something's gonna happen or?
Okay, well, the way I look at it, okay, I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Alright.
Anything that makes my adrenaline rise, I like it.
Okay.
That's why I like extreme downhill skiing,
Oh, okay.
because it pumps up the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And as far as jobs and stuff, I've done jobs that were like really, probably really risky jobs that would really get your adrenaline pumping. But that's one thing that makes me like it. And then another thing, my idea of stealth camping is I'm camping somewhere you would never expect to see someone camping.
Yeah, sure.
And then I go in undetected, I get some sleep, maybe eat, and I leave undetected. And then when I leave, you can turn around and look and can't tell I've ever been there. So leave no trace of anything, cover up any tracks. And a lot of times if I go in one way, I go out another way. So, there's no evidence of me coming or going or anything. If there is a no trespassing sign, I'm not going to pass it.
Okay.
But unless I know the person, I'm not going to camp on somebody's private property.
Okay.
If I know the person, I may sneak in and do a camp on their property because I know that they would probably walk out and say, "What in the world are you doing here?"
Yeah. Sure.
But it would only be people that I know I'm not going to have to call for bail money. But then as far as places that are not people's own private yard or whatever, I figure that most of that is available.
Yeah.
And like municipal property, state property, federal property, I pay taxes on it. You pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
So it's part of our property, and if you don't bother anything and you slip in and camp and slip out undetected and nobody ever knew you were there, you're not hurting a thing.
Oh, yeah, of course. But the next question is, have you ever been caught?
Okay, I have a saying, only a bad stealth camper gets caught. Okay, if you do it right, you're not going to get caught. So far, I've done it right. I haven't been caught. I've been pretty close.
Really?
A couple months ago, I done one at the newest national park in the U.S. would be the New River Gorge National Park in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And I was at daylight. I had went out and set up my camera because I wanted to get the sun coming over from behind and then going across the bridge because it's a magnificent bridge.
Okay.
And so I went out and I set up my camera.
Yeah.
And before I could get everything completely set up, then a park ranger and a whole tour bus group came down. It was 170 something steps down, and I heard them coming. So I jumped back up under. It was an overlook on a cliff, and I had my hammock hanging under the overlook.
Oh, crap.
And so I jumped back in my hammock, and for the next hour, it was a park ranger and about 50 people right above my head walking around.
Oh,
so
shoot.
Needless to say, I didn't get the footage of the sun coming over and hitting the bridge.
Yeah, of course.
But as soon as they left, I went out and I switched my SD card in my camera.
Yeah.
And I could control it with my phone. So another bunch of people was coming back down, and I just jumped back in my hammock, and so I videoed them right above me and me in my hammock.
Oh, God.
But that was sort of sketchy, and I never expected them to be coming down that early, and so that's probably the closest I've came to getting caught.
Yeah, when I talked to the other guy, the Northwest Wind Todd champion, Sam got caught a lot of times.
Sam gets caught. Sam gets caught because Sam just doesn't care.
But would you consider it as a bad stealth camper?
Well, if he can pull it off and not get caught, then I guess so. But Sam doesn't hide a whole lot.
Yeah, no, he doesn't hide at all.
Yes, Sam will get pretty loud in the woods. Love Sam to death. He's an awesome guy.
Oh yeah, he's
Sam is loud in the woods.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, you go watch his videos and you'll see. But Sam likes to have fun.
Yeah, he loves to have fun.
And that's projected in his videos. You know, you can tell he's having fun, unless he's getting chased.
Yeah. And a couple of times he had some scary videos.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, I think everybody does their own sort of has their own sort of version of stealth camping.
Yeah, of course.
That's just what mine is.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I know you have a wife and a family. What do they think, and do they let you go out once a week to film?
Well, I don't get to go once a week.
Okay.
I've been doing about once a month, and
Okay.
I'm trying to get into once every 2 weeks now.
Okay.
So I can have a little more consistency.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, I'm really busy because I work full time.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I run a conveyor shop full time, and then I run a business doing home repairs on the side full time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I volunteer with Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah.
And then I run a YouTube channel.
Oh God, that's
so I stay pretty busy.
Wow.
But yeah, my daughter's in college, she just graduated college, but she's not here. It's just me and my wife and the dog. And so I do get to go out more than what I used to, but it's still, with everything going, it's still really hard to get out because I'm so busy. But some things you just have to make time for. So I'm at that point, just try to make time for it.
And they're very supportive of it, right?
Well, my wife thinks I'm crazy, but other than that, we're good.
That's all wives.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. And recently, you went to a meeting with other stealth campers. How did that go?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was good to actually meet so many creators that were interested in exactly what you're doing, all in one spot. Mm-hmm. So everybody there they were into the outdoors. It was like fishing channels, camping channels, stealth camping channels, hiking channels. So everything had to do with the outdoors. And so it was a really, really good meetup. And I mean, you didn't have to be involved in that stuff. There was a couple gaming channels that were there. But it's like they were interested in the outdoor scene. They were a gaming channel, but they were interested in the outdoor scene. And so it's like everybody just kind of meshed together, and it worked.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking about maybe going next year, actually.
Oh, we'd love to have you there.
So, yeah.
We might talk you into doing a stealth camp with us.
I would love to.
I think we can make that happen, Jay.
But I'm not going to do it with Sam because I don't want to get caught.
Oh, yeah. We just have to tell him to be extra quiet.
Yeah. So I did watch all your guys' videos, and all four of you went stealth camping together in the middle of the highway or something?
Yeah, that was in Pennsylvania. You've got Interstate 81
Yeah.
crosses Interstate 80, and so that's two major interstates that cross.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful interchange
Yeah.
for stealth camping. Um, and they call it the top of the 80s, that area.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was like the off ramp off of 80 and on ramp of 81. And then also came around the off ramp of 81 onto the on ramp of 80. And so then you had 80 and 81 on the other side. So you're completely surrounded by off ramps and on ramps
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
interstates. And we had 4 people in there.
Yes, you did.
And it being in the middle of the interstate, there was no trash. I mean, it was clean, pristine woods.
Oh, really?
And just an absolute gorgeous place
nice.
to have a stealth camp. But yeah, we had a good time, and Sam could be as loud as he wanted because all the traffic, you couldn't hear him.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was worried about just leaving your car on the side of the highway. Wouldn't like a highway patrol come along, see why the car is there?
Well, there's a thing I don't know about on the West Coast, but on the East Coast, if a car breaks down, I don't know why people do it, but it seems like everybody does it. When a car breaks down, then they will take a bag or a piece of cloth or something and hang it in the window. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Everybody does it. And so
really?
when we pulled off right there. He took I think a Walmart bag or something and hung it in the window. And he had the hood up while we were getting all our stuff out.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it looked
yeah.
like the car was broken down.
Yeah.
And then when traffic cleared, we grabbed our stuff, shut the hood, and went into the woods.
Yeah.
The thing I was worried about, I was afraid that because those tractor trailers, that's a sharp curve.
Yeah.
And so they take a wide turn, but the trailer comes off the inside when they make that curve. Yeah. And I was afraid that one of those tractor trailers would sideswipe the car during the night, but they didn't.
Yeah. And I heard that wasn't even Tony's car. It
was his wife's.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would have been bad if something happened to that car.
Yeah. I think I said it on my video that there was no way I would do that with my wife's car because she would kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she would have my hide.
So which video was your favorite video to film?
Okay, before the videos that we done in Pennsylvania, my favorite video was probably the one at the national park at the New River Gorge Bridge.
Okay.
That was a really, really fun video in an excellent location.
Okay.
Because, I was under that overlook, but then I had like a 200-foot cliff or rock face right down below me, just right next to me. And then I lay there in the hammock and saw this huge bridge that crossed from one mountain to the other. And it was just a really, really fun camp. But then I went to Pennsylvania and met those crazy guys for a camp. And so my first camp was the Walmart stealth camp that I done with. It was me, Todd Champion, Camping with Champion, the Northwest Wind, Skeeter, and 210 Outdoors.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, if you look on my thumbnail, it's like 4 babies standing in front of Walmart.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, yeah.
There was 5 of us from 5 different states, YouTubers that came.
Yeah.
And we stealth camped there.
Okay.
So then that was my favorite. But then I went camping with Northwest Wind, Camping with Champion, and Random Adventures 2.0 at the interstate one. So now that one's my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I do have another interview coming up with the Skeeter.
Yep.
The fishing, I saw it. That should be fun.
Yep, Skeeter's different, but Skeeter is a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Anyway, so what video went viral for you?
I done a sign challenge. Well, it wasn't. Was it sign? Yeah, it was a sign challenge, but I done it behind some highway billboards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the road curved, so from either way they were coming straight at me, and then the road
Yeah.
curved away. But I actually was filming when I always hang my hammock, and then I'll do a sit test to make sure everything's good, and it's the right level for me, and all that. I don't do a sit test to see if it's going to break.
Okay.
I do a sit test to see if it's comfortable at the right height.
Okay.
It's just that time I done a sit test, and then as soon as I said, okay, let's check this out, I think it'll be okay, I sat down, and then a carabiner broke and put me on the ground.
Whoa! And
that it was unexpected. I hit the ground hard and way faster than what I expected.
Ooh. Did it hurt?
Actually, I didn't even expect to hit the ground, but it happened. And it actually was on video. So I just went ahead and included it in it. I'm like, well, let people laugh at me. It don't matter. It happened. So might as well show it.
Yeah, sure.
And so that one actually went pretty good.
Okay, nice. Anyway, yeah, like, do you go to these locations in advance to check it out? Or?
That location I walked by because there's a sidewalk right in front of it. Okay. And so I did walk through there one day and walked up behind it. Most of them I just drive by, and it drives my wife crazy because everywhere we go, I look, I'm like, that's a good spot. Say, sure. There's a good spot. And she said, is that all you thinking about is good spots? And so most of them I just ride by. Okay. And it probably would help if I checked them out previously, but I'm sort of a fly by the seat of your pants type person. Sure, yeah. And so I ride by to look and see, hey, can I hang a hammock there? And if not, I'm going to have to take a tent. But if I can hide my truck, I built a rack for the back end of my truck. Mm-hmm. And if I can somehow hide my truck, I can still hide in a hammock with no trees.
Oh, right.
So,
wow.
But yeah, I went to one place that there was no trees, but I kind of knew because I rode by, not right by it, but I could see it back on the hill behind Lowe's. And so I knew I would have to have my hammock stand and my truck. So I just went four-wheeling and went up the mountain and went around and came up behind and then just parked up on the top of the hill and hung my hammock.
Nice.
But yeah, I normally don't do a lot of recon before I go out. I just go.
So you just go. It's just a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise to me as much as it is to everyone else.
Yeah. Is there a time where you forgot to bring something and the whole night went horrible?
Not really that the whole night went horrible. On the camp at Walmart in Pennsylvania, not my last video, but the one before that, I was camping in front of Walmart, and I was supposed to go into Walmart and get a fuel canister because I couldn't fly with one. Yeah. And I forgot to go get one. Ooh. But luckily I had 4 other guys with me. And so I just borrowed Skeeter's to warm the water so I could fix my coffee. Okay. Nice. But if I hadn't been able to have my coffee, that would have been a little bit of a bad time.
So you're a coffee guy?
Yeah, I have to have my coffee.
Okay.
And they on that camp, they told me I was crazy because In the mornings, I drink coffee. And then at night before I go to bed, I drink espresso.
How do you fall asleep?
If I don't drink coffee or espresso before I go to sleep, I don't sleep good.
What?
I think I've done it so long. It's just my way of relaxing. I
Oh
have
man.
my coffee and I chill out.
Oh,
So that night I had a Starbucks double shot coffee, and like 30 minutes before I went to sleep, I downed the whole thing. It was the big tall one, and I lay down in my hammock and I was gone. I was out. Slept all night except for one time when a certain YouTuber, maybe two, woke me up snoring. I'm not gonna call names, but you've interviewed both of them.
so you're not gonna make any names.
No, you've interviewed both of them.
Oh, I already interviewed.
Yeah,
So let me see here. I think I know who the two are.
yeah, maybe. I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus like that.
So yeah, let me ask you. Where is your most dream where you want to go stealth camping? Your ideal dream
Okay,
location.
my top bucket list as far as camping, it wouldn't be a stealth camp though.
Okay.
As far as hammock camping, my ideal dream location is out in, I think it's in Oregon.
Okay.
Uh, there's a guide out there that will take you to the redwoods, and you harness up, put your pack on, and you climb up to the top of the redwoods.
Wow.
And then you hang your hammocks up in the top of the really tall redwoods. You have dinner, lounge around, and camp the whole night on hammocks.
Wow.
And so that's probably my dream bucket list camp. I would
Nice.
love to go out and do that.
I hope you get to do that.
Yeah, I would love to. And I'm somewhat scared of heights.
Okay.
So that would definitely be an adrenaline rush, but I would love to do that.
So it's like you're kind of afraid of heights. So how did the other camping go on the on that ridge or something? You said there was like a 200-foot drop on one side of the mountain that you
Yeah,
were.
that was like 6 feet away from me. So I just watched my step really close.
Okay.
It was all right.
Uh,
I was fine with that one. What
but
bothers me is when you get up high and things start going like this right here.
oh god,
Yeah.
that's the worst. Thank you. One last question. Do you have any advice for other small YouTubers that are trying to get into the stealth camping or do anything on YouTube?
Well, my advice is stick with it. Don't get discouraged. It took me forever to get to 300 subscribers. I
Yeah.
didn't think I was ever going to get it. I think after almost a year, I had 74 subscribers.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm never going to make anything of this. But then I got thinking, I was talking to the camera like I was talking to the camera. And then I just had to get it in my head that there was that many people that wanted to watch what I was doing. So I started talking to them.
Yeah.
And so once I started that helped me kind of step out of my box and not be quite so camera shy.
Okay.
But then I just stuck with it, and then it took forever to get to 300.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to celebrate 300 because some may drop off, and I will
Yeah.
put a video out saying, I'm celebrating having 300 subscribers.
Yeah. Of course.
And then I'm going to be below it. So I waited, and then before I knew it, I was at 500. And then it just kind of goes from there. But you just stick with it, and if you have organic viewers, they actually subscribe because they want to watch.
Yeah. They were.
They want to
like your
watch
content.
as in my case, they want to watch my idiocracy or my bad decisions or my shenanigans, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
And so, if they want to see that, then I'm going to keep doing it,
of course.
And so then you start getting more and more and more,
Mm-hmm.
and it just starts growing organically. But then, if it grows organically, you don't have that many that unsubscribe,
Yeah,
because they actually subscribe because they want to see what you're doing.
yeah, of course.
And my advice would be just stick with it, get used to the camera, talk to everybody else instead of talking to your camera,
Yeah, yeah.
and stick with it and have fun. That's the main thing. Just enjoy what you're doing and have fun.
Well, yeah, Daniel, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
I had a blast, and I'm honored to be interviewed by you,
Oh,
because I've saw some of the guys that you have interviewed, and they're way more popular than I am.
uh,
You've you've
don't,
interviewed some pretty big guys.
don't talk like that. Come on.
So
We gotta help. We gotta help each other out.
yes, absolutely.
So it's a whole community on YouTube. So
Yep, it is.
yeah. So guys, if you can't go to his channel, if you like stealth camping, watch some of his video, and if you like it, subscribe. Help it out, and yeah, it was a blast talking to you, and I hope we can do it again.
Sounds good to me. I've had a blast.
I'm trying to get all you guys on at the same time. You, Todd Champion, Sam, Tony, all at the same time.
Oh, that would be great.
So yeah, so
You get all of us together, and you may have to do like a 3-hour interview though.
hey, I'm up for that. I'm up for that. More the merrier. I love talking to people, so yeah, so and I'll let you know when everybody has a schedule, and I can schedule up with you guys.
Okay. Well, if you get them lined out, just send me an email, or you can text me, whatever, and I'll make time for it.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, it was a blast, and I am honored that you would come on my channel. So thank you.
Well, I'm honored that you asked me.
So yeah, guys, like I said, go subscribe to the channel. His channel name is up here, right by his head. So yeah, and thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.
All right. Thank you so much, Jay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. So, guys, yeah, that was the interview with Daniel up Hammock Mountain. Like I said earlier, if you're interested in camp, like stealth camping, go right ahead. I will put everything in the description, in the comment section, or the description section. I have all the links to his channel, so yeah, go subscribe. Anyway, guys, like I always say, stay safe, stay positive, and always go pack go, and I'll see you next time. Alright, guys, you have a good one.